in Montana with the addition of Dr. Jory Wasserberger, a Wyoming native, and fellowship trained at the Mayo Clinic in Orthopedic Sports Medicine. Dr. Wasserberger joins a team of highly rated surgeons providing spine, sports, hand, hip, knee, and shoulder surgery, joint replacement, and more, including emergency care 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit us at SheridanOrtho.com to learn more.
Hi, this is Claire Broadbent from Holy Name Catholic School, inviting you to participate in our fall raffle for the chance to win up to $10,000. Money raised will benefit our wonderful Catholic school. Each $100 ticket gives you the chance to win up to $10,000. Only 200 tickets available. Call Mandy today at 307-672-2021. Have a great day.
Hard water takes a toll on your home and your appliances, but with a Hellenbrand water softening system, you can eliminate the effects hard water has on your home and your family. To learn more, contact your local Hellenbrand dealer or visit Hellenbrand Water Center at hellenbrandwatercenter.com. Hellenbrand, see water clearly.
Water Products and Solutions, located at 1909 South Sheridan Avenue in Sheridan, or call 672-7606.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Hi, this is Ada Curvin with Sheridan Memorial Hospital Foundation. I want to remind everyone about the importance of cancer screening and early detection in the fight against this disease. We hope you will come out with your family and friends and join us at beautiful Whitney Park on Saturday, October 15th to support our annual event, The Link, Partners in Pink. All proceeds this year support patients at the Welch Cancer Center through the Foundation's Comfort Care program. See you on the 15th.
Register online at SheridanHospital.org.
Good morning and welcome back to the Jackson Electric Open Lines. I'm Floyd Whiting and I'm here with my friends Steve Sisson, Trevor Jackson, Aaron Linden, and Madison Danforth. Give us a ring, 674-4443 or 672-5763. We're discussing the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, the events that have taken place over there in the Baltic Sea, and whether or not who did it.
It's a big whodunit mystery.
It's a big Scooby-Doo, right?
It's Clue.
Who did it? Well, breadcrumbs lead back to our welcome mat, but were they supposed to?
Right. Exactly. Was it a
setup? What is it? Is it a setup to try and get support for the Russian cause going into Ukraine? Poor Russia. I don't know.
I don't know if anybody's thinking poor Russia.
I don't think...
Aside from Putin, you know?
Yeah.
But I think the rest of the world stage, maybe aside from China, of course, is like, wow, stop being a turd. You know, I mean...
Yeah.
I get it. He wants to go back, old Soviet bloc stuff. You know, it's that old socialism. I want to reclaim what was rightfully ours.
Since his first day in office, man.
Right. Mm-hmm. And you think about the formation of any country, somebody else invaded it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it went. Mm-hmm. I feel like we're past that. Like,
shouldn't we be?
Everybody, we've got our quote unquote borders, whether they're secure or not, but you've got the map, let's call it, you know, the globe. You look at the globe and you go, okay, that's Poland. Okay, that's Ukraine. But now you've got somebody going, well, I want to redraw the map. Well, I don't know. I feel like in 2022, we should kind of be past that.
See, and when he first went over the border, that's where I thought the exact same thing.
I think you said something like that.
Aren't we done with dictators?
Yeah.
For the love.
I don't know that we're done with
these
dictators.
Monsters.
I mean, but we should be. You got your space. Dictate that.
There you go.
Right? Do a good job with that.
Stay in your bubble.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And then, even then, we got to look at certain things that are changing throughout the world. Let's look at Iran. Mm-hmm. Okay, they do have a totalitarian government over top of them right now, and they're experiencing a little bit of social change. Mm-hmm. Now, what will come of this, I do not know.
But they're doing it within their borders. That's the thing.
Right.
Like they're not going next door and going, well, you guys need to do this now.
And you got China looking at Taiwan.
Oh, yeah.
basically saying, well, that's ours. Always
I
has
guess
been.
my question is, you said like in 2022 we should be past it, and my question, why? Why in 2022 should we be past it? What has changed that makes it no longer
relevant?
Yeah, like it wasn't like in the 1940s. It was like it was expected to happen there. I don't think it was expected there either.
No, but I just feel like we're, I don't know, progressive enough, intelligent enough that we just go, okay, you got your space.
Trevor's shaking his head no.
Do something decent.
I remember
with it.
I had a teacher one time. I was in junior high.
Turn your mic up just a little bit, brother.
We were facing climate change or global warming. We were going to all freeze to death in the next ice age.
Yeah,
and he said, you have to look at the human element, and it's like the Middle East. He said, they've been killing each other in the name of God for 2,000 years. You have Iran, it's not this totalitarian government. You have a religious factor in there too. Now remember, Iran and Iraq killed millions of each other.
Oh, yeah.
In a huge war. They just slaughtered millions of Iraqis and Iranians. So
I drove
it's
over
not
the green zone. Yeah.
I don't think you can't take the human element out. And humans are flawed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you have dictators and you have Idi Amin's and you have, Darfur and genocides everywhere.
Yeah, I think you kind of look at the...
It's not unicorns and jelly beans, my friend.
Right.
It's very true.
Well, I think like the U.S. and the U.K. are done with empire building, but other parts of the world may not be.
Yeah. Well, China, obviously.
Yeah. And so our perspective is like, well, man, aren't we past this now? And I think we are, but I think the other people are not.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
We got a couple callers. Let's hear what they've got to say. Go ahead, caller. You're on the Jackson Electric Open Line.
Hey, guys.
Good morning.
Yeah, you look at the people streaming across the borders to escape the draft in Russia. Just recently, two guys went out and isolated themselves on an island over there in the Bering Strait just to get out of legally get out of Russia. These people are to say that all the Russians are really happy about their political situation over there would be quite a stretch. And so I don't know if you're familiar with the process of gathering gas, but it comes from many different sources into a major pipeline and everything, and it's quite easy to see if you had somebody that wanted to sabotage the government there, could easily slip a package into one of those insertion points, and it would push it right down the pipeline to explode at
Ooh, that's a good point.
Really
That
inconvenient
is really
spot.
Interesting.
You don't actually have to be in that location of the pipeline.
You can send it down the line.
That's a very good point, yeah.
And to think that maybe somebody swam down there and attached a package to it would be kind of absurd. That's a little deep for a diver and everything. And, look at Russia's flagship missile cruiser that was pretty well brought down by Ukrainian frogmen in a concerted attack there. And you would think that a ship like that would have security measures, but I think that probably there might have been a few sailors on that thing that were not sympathetic so much with the Russians. They just sort of looked the other way, ignoring some signals that somebody was up to something out there in the water, and just let them blow the damn ship up, So there's a lot of possibilities, but the idea of putting something in the pipeline from one of the insertion points is probably the easiest way to get the job done, and just have a timing device on there. You know what the flows are, and when it reached the point where it ought to be, timer set it off, and of course the evidence is blown out into the water. You're never going to find it.
I love that.
That's
theory.
an excellent theory.
I really like that theory.
Absolutely.
That can go so many different ways. Like, it can be like a worker, it can be just a civilian.
So,
it could be just
have
anybody.
fun with that.
That's fantastic, Mike. Thank you so much. That's another great theory coming forward.
Absolutely.
And one that is actually more plausible than what we were discussing beforehand.
A guy down there with a hacksaw.
Right. I'm gonna solve this.
I can hold my breath.
All right, we got another caller. Go ahead, caller. You're on the Jackson Electric Open Line.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. A couple points to put out would be drone operations. They've been going on for a while, so you could potentially put something down there, wait for anybody to roll by. So that would be difficult in its own nature. But really, I think what we need to be concerned about is Europe is going to be hurting if you're not going to be able to heat and power your cities. It's going to be a huge detriment to them. And I would say that it could be just oil, pushing oil issues, because there's a lot of countries, South Africa, we've got South America, they're starting to have issues with this and not going to produce. OPEC is dropping its intake. So I'm just curious if people have seen the documentary, CBS documentary, Arming Ukraine. It puts out a lot of information out there.
Yeah. About you brought that up before, the money lost. Money gets lost in every single war. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not justifying it.
It happens, though.
But just we were going through 2 wars not very long ago. And in one war, in the Iraq War, $9 billion is still unaccounted for. And this is the way it works. It's unfortunate, it's costly, and it's ugly, but the fog of war hides hands really well. All right, we got another caller. Go ahead. You're on the Jackson Electric Open Line.
Hello, for me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, my name's John. I'm thinking there's maybe something else we need to consider. I have no dog in this fight, but let's note a couple other facts. These pipelines, 1 and 2, exploded 17 hours apart. First one, then 17 hours, then another. Now, in the energy industry, especially with hydrocarbons, sabotage is not the first thing you think about when a pipeline explodes. But secondly, when a Russian pipeline explodes, it's sort of any day that ends in a Y. and the reason is kind of that they're the worst people in the world for preventive maintenance. And they're the ones that control that end of the pipeline. They're the ones that are responsible for running pigs through the thing that make sure it stays clean, et cetera, et cetera. And they're not doing that. And how do we know that? Well, because Nord Stream 2 was not running, and it was full. They filled it up. And then nobody would take the gas. Now, if you have methane gas at the bottom of the ocean, and there's salt water all around it, and there's huge pressure, that forms methane hydrates, and that's a solid. And that can't be in a pipeline, ever. And so you need massive preventive maintenance in order to make sure that nothing goes wrong. And the real problem with methane hydrates is that they very quickly decompose. And it happens fast enough that it would be like an explosion, but it would not be an explosion that deep in the ground. I suppose you could get into arguments about whether or not there's enough oxygen in methane hydrate, et cetera, but I don't want to go there. The point is that the Russians are terrible at preventive maintenance, and it's entirely possible that this could be one pipeline went to pot. They probably saw it coming. They tried to heat one end of it. They failed, and it blew up because, of course, they're not going to tell the Germans, hey, we got methane hydrate. So that's one I'd like to consider. There's a very good article on this. I have a background that helps me understand it, but the credit goes to a place called thelawdogfiles.com, a very good article by a gas industry guy, and it's worth considering. Who knows?
John, I want to say I appreciate you calling in on that, because that is a fantastic point. This literally could have just been faulty equipment. Because you're right. They're not known.
And everybody's ready to have a bad guy.
Yes. Yeah, especially right now, right? Excellent point, John.
Yeah.
Excellent point.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Yeah, there we go. What if this is just faulty equipment?
And Russia goes,
America.
America. Biden was down there.
Yep. Yeah. Well,
They're not going to say we just screwed up. They won't say that. Yeah.
No.
Well,
Because no one makes mistakes over there.
Hide it in plain sight.
Yeah.
You know,
this was your fault.
And he's got a point. Look back through history.
Very true. Yes.
Look back through history multiple times. You know, they've had failures in equipment, submarines.
Yep.
Chernobyl.
That big one.
Their space program.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a long track record there.
That's an excellent point. I'm
Yeah,
really
that's
glad
fantastic.
John called in on that, and I'm glad Mike called in on the other thing where it was just, what if this has nothing to do with the United States at all, and it was either an accident or a sabotage. You know, because they're right. What if you could attach something to a pig, send it down, and it's done?
And you do it when we're operating in the area.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, because you were there for
Perfect
other
timing.
reasons.
I've got my own
Exactly.
little scapegoat.
Yep.
I mean, that is really interesting.
Yep.
Be really smart to pull it off.
Conspiracy
You would.
theories, man.
You would.
That'd be
But-
really smart.
But at the same time, if you had like a clandestine intelligence agency operating behind enemy lines, why not?
Yeah.
That's math. That's all I need is an oil gas guy. Teach me when this pig's going to hit this area right here. Teach me when that's going to happen right here.
Or we know that they're going to be operating in this area at this time.
Fire it away.
Make it happen.
Yep.
Well, it's like every bank robber movie. It's like they plan, they go infiltrate, they like work at the bank for whatever,
Yeah.
figure out how everything works,
You
and
gotta
then they
case
rob
the
the
joint.
bank. Yeah, they got to case the joint.
Yep.
So
Case the pipeline.
yeah,
Gotta case the pipeline.
exactly.
It is interesting, and I'm really glad that we all were able to look at this. I'm so thankful for the callers this morning. You've thrown out 2 more theories that could, in my opinion, are maybe even more plausible than this. Theory that somebody sabotaged it. It could have been self-sabotage. Could have been bad maintenance.
Right.
Who knows? Who knows? What do you
But
think?
the interesting part of it that John brought up was it was not operational at
Yeah.
the point.
Right,
I
yeah.
mean, it was not running, yet it was full
Yeah, why?
of natural gas. Right. Why?
Yeah.
Why would you
If
do that?
if
Yeah.
it were not operational, why would there be anything in it? Does there have to be for the pressurization? I don't know. I don't know that. I'm not an expert on that, but I found that to be one of the more interesting points is Germany basically shut it down and said, no, we're not going to do this. As of, I want to say, I don't know, it was like August or something, yet the gas was still in there. And then when it blew, they didn't turn it off. The water pressurized it. Why didn't
Yeah.
they turn it off?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different aspects.
It's not a good show if you turn it off.
Right. True.
You can't
You lose-
get those
you lose
awesome
the bubble
satellite
bath.
photos of that bubbles coming
Yeah.
up like what was it? Did you
It
show
was
me
like
that photo?
a mile in diameter, I think, something like that.
It was incredible.
It was crazy incredible.
Well,
And then they were flying over it, and I'm like, that seems like a bad idea if it's methane gas, right?
yeah. Now, I'm not a chemist, but John sounded pretty convincing. And I can believe what, he said he had a background in it. I can't verify that, of course. But sounds like what he was talking about is very plausible to be going on down there. And what the other individual was talking about, Europe is going to be hurting. Winter is on its way. I happen to know a state that actually has a lot of people that could go to work for Europe, maybe get some gas over there. Got some friends that'd be happy to go back to work over here.
Right.
It's all about cost effectiveness, guys.
Right.
So, well, who knows what happened over there?
There's probably more evidence yet to be uncovered.
Absolutely.
And
I'm sure.
down the line somewhere it'll surface.
But who's going to investigate what?
Sweden's actually doing it right now.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I would believe them. All right, folks, you've been listening to the Jackson Electric Open Lines on 930 KROE and 103.9 FM, Sheridan.
Call Jackson Electric and you'll see the light. Maybe it's as simple as adding an extra outlet. Maybe it's as detailed as wiring an industrial building. Maybe it's high-efficiency LED lighting or fire alarm system or phone system installation and repair. Maybe it's data system wiring, irrigation wiring, or electric motor sales and repair. Commercial, residential, industrial, agriculture, above ground, below ground. Call Jackson Electric and you'll see the light. 1851 North Main in Sheridan.
As we enter the fall months, have you made that plan to market your business? Are you stuck? Confused on what to do? Hi, this is Bob Grammons, General Manager at Sheridan Media. Let us help you put a plan in place as we gear up for the holiday season. Sheridan Media can market your business on up to 9 different radio stations. We can place your print ad in front of nearly 18,000 households in Sheridan and Johnson County with the Country Bounty. Or market your business worldwide through a variety of digital products